What's up, everybody? So today, doing a little side job for one of my buddies. Got these Raid Gramlights 57 CR? No, 57 DR, so 6 bolts. So they were originally red. They were kind of beat up. One of them was a little bit bent, and he wants to pretty much powder coat them to white. So far, I'm just gonna show you guys where I'm at with this, and then how pretty much I proceed. How do I clean the gashes or the curb rash, sorry. How I proceed to get rid of the curb rash, and the steps I do, well, basically these are the same steps that pretty much every powder coater does. So for now, let me show you guys where we're at. So these are two of the wheels. They've already been sandblasted, so they're pretty much already prepped out. This one has a little bit of rash right there. You guys can see that, hopefully. This one, this one seems to be pretty good. These two that I have up here, these two right here are the ones that actually have the most damage. This is the one that I was talking about that's bent here. You can see it right there, it's bent in a little bit. Not much I can do there. I don't have the machine to fix all that, but you can see its lip is kind of damaged. Still holds there though, shouldn't be an issue. Then this one here, just some light curving there. You can see it there. Don't mind my finger. Doing a job at work, smashed it, and now it's pretty much starting to tear itself and break off. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So the way that I take care of this is basically just with a orbital sander and some 80 grit. That's a 120. I don't have, for some reason I thought I had 80 grit, but yeah, so that's a 120. So basically what you want to do is just want to go at it, just sand down a little bit like that, you know, try not to like kind of like gash into it. You want to kind of like to round it off, so that way what you're technically doing, you're just blending it in there. You're shaving it off, but you're also blending it. So I'm gonna go ahead and set you guys up on a tripod and show you guys how I do it. So damage right here, basically. Alright, so next on the agenda is masking off your back pad. Alright, so the reason for that is when you guys go to mount these wheels on, you want to be the best mating area you have, which is metal on metal. Powder, basically what it is think of it as a little, it's paint. It is paint, but it's thick. So, not sure if it does or not, but there's a chance that it can cause tolerance issues. When I say that, is because chances are that it might not seat properly, a little bit off, and you know, it's just more professional doing it this way. So very easy. It's just, you know, a little bit of time to go ahead and mask it off. By the way, this is special tape that it's used for powder coating, so easy, just kind of stretch it. As I say, so yeah, it's a high temp tape. As far as like brand goes, I have no idea. Got it from Amazon. Amazon special. Who doesn't shop on Amazon nowadays, right? Just take my razor blade right on the edge of this guy, stretch it out a bit, gives you a nice tight cut. It's supposed to be a green tape. I think I recommended this yellow one, and although it does work, it does tend to unstick sometimes like it did there. And it is a pain in the butt to kind of cut. Kind of have to like grab it and stretch it. Gently. Stretch it too hard as you're cutting, and a big piece comes off where you wouldn't want it to. Just like that. So, one down, 3 to go. Alright guys, color of choice. Let's see if they're on the box. It's not. But I get my powder from different places. Prismatic being one of them, just because they have pretty quick shipping. I believe they're located I think I want to say Oregon. So I'm in California, so shipping is pretty quick with them. So color of choice when doing white is polar white. I'm sure you guys can see that's pretty bright. Ooh, way too bright. So bring that down a little bit. There you guys can see. Polar white by Prismatics. So let's see here. So what I usually do with this is, well, what everybody says to do with this is to also they include these reusable zip ties where you just press it and it locks it, slides off. Very handy, very cool. So most coders will tell you, at least those that are willing to help. There's a lot of people that don't like to help. They like to help you with information is they tell you that whatever jar you're gonna, whatever container, or I keep forgetting what they call, what the exact name of this particular thing is called. They tell you to fill it up a third of the way. You don't want it full all the way, even though I'm going to be using more than a third of these wheels. I want to fill it up about a third. That just being just because the machine itself runs better. Now, a quick disclaimer, I am not a professional powder coater. I do this as a hobby because I do all my own stuff. Just because everything is so expensive nowadays. So I was willing to make the investment. So it's about halfway there, just a little bit more. So I was willing to make the investment and buy a powder coat machine to do it myself. So if any of you guys are actually interested in getting into powder coating, it's not that hard. And you can also do it on a budget. Let me show you real quick. So this is my first little powder coat, little gun machine thing. That's what these things are called. They're called hoppers. So this one's been modified a little bit, but you can get this from Eastwood for fairly cheap. I think I paid about 200 bucks. And it's a good way to learn, and it gets the job done. There is a lot of support for these, where you can do mods, such as like the tips, the fan tips and stuff like that. That red's right there, that's wrinkle red for the Type R valve covers. But very great product to get you into powder coating, teach you how to do everything, the basics, and it works for basics, such as shooting polar white on these Rays 57DRs. Right. So powder coat's already been loaded onto my powder coat machine. Basically, like I said, I wiped off most of the actual powder coat booth itself. Oven is now warming up. You can't really tell because it's LED display. Look inside the window here. There you can see definitely starting to glow. So I have 4 different elements, heating elements. It's 2 on top, 2 on the bottom. I don't really never find the use of using all of them by themselves, so that's where we stand for now. One thing that I did not see is every time you get powder here, it gives you a schedule. By schedule I mean, you look there, older white, pure schedule. 10 minutes at 400 degrees. Alright, so battery died there. So as I was saying, this polar white, that's the number PSS 5053, which is pretty much the whitest white you can get. At least that's what I've seen. So your schedule is 10 minutes at 400 degrees. Cure time begins once part reaches a temperature, meaning once you shoot the powder on the wheel, put it in the oven. It has to reach, the wheel itself has to reach 400 degrees. Test it with a thermometer. Reaches 400 degrees, and then you start your 10 minutes from there. So it has to be sitting at 400 for 10 minutes. It's okay if it fluctuates a little bit more, 405, 405, 415, 420, somewhere in there. You don't want to get too hot because then it's going to start to burn up. But cure time is very, very, very critical because under cure, then it starts to flake off. Over cured, it changes color. Because when I first started, I did over cure all our parts, so they're not the exact same color. You'll get like a little rosy red colorish. But yeah, like I said, the more you do it, the more you learn the process, the more you learn from your mistakes. So I'm gonna set it up on a tripod like always, and then I'll show you guys how I powder coat. Basically, everybody's process of powder coating. Alright, so oven is not quite there just yet, but we can throw some color on here for now. Good way to do this is start from the back. Just have a spit on you first. Just on the smokes. 10 minutes, we'll open the viewing little hole, the little small square, inspection hole that I call. Then we'll shoot it with the laser, see what temperatures it at. Is it still good on battery? Yep, still good on battery. So, just went up. So 10 minutes and we're only at 186, 200, depending on where you point it at the wheel. So I'm gonna let it run for maybe about, I don't know, 8 more minutes since the wheels are warmed up, so it will be a lot quicker to actually reach its target temperature of 400. Minutes and 8 minutes, and I'll check in with you guys again. First wheel. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. These wheels look so good in this white. So this white powder to this beautiful gloss white. Man, that looks so good. So going to let them cool down a little bit, just because there's been instances where I grab them as soon as they're done with my gloves. These are just regular welding gloves, and I burned my hand. They can tolerate some heat, but not too much. So when I grabbed them, I was carrying them and I was trying to like hook them onto something, and I just couldn't get the hook quick enough. Burned my hand, and I just let them go, and I dropped the wheel. Then had to redo them again. So basically what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to let them cool down a little bit more, to a point where I can actually handle the hook and then take them out. And then, like I showed you guys behind me, I still have the other one that's already been powder coated. I just got to set it in the oven and repeat the process with number 3 and number 4. Alright, so quick little progress update, because I've actually kind of been working off camera. So one more time, I'm going to walk you through the process. If you have the original wheels, original color from a customer, or your wheels, whatever it is, first step is to get the wheels stripped, whether it be sandblasting or chemical stripper. There's a lot of companies you can actually look for that are local to you guys to actually get this done. The stripper that I had is kind of, I guess it's not potent enough anymore, because I've had it for about a year and a half now, maybe actually 2 years now. So that pretty much was useless against these wheels. So what I ended up doing is I ended up sourcing out to a buddy of mine who does sandblasting, and he sandblasted all the wheels, which either way you got to get done. So give me a pretty good price on them, so might as well just, you know, get them done. You know, it's actually half of the labor for you while you're powder coating these wheels. So after the wheels have been powder coated, I'm sorry, not powder coated, stripped and sandblasted, the sandblast is just so you get a nice little edge surface, such as that. If you can see it, see how that's kind of like rough. That's what you want for the powder coat to actually stick. So once you're at that stage, pretty much already sandblasted, what you want to do is come here to your powder coat booth, wherever it's going to be. Let me do a quick adjustment here so it's not so bright. Bring down the temperature, there we go. So then you get here. So let's dull, just powder, basically powder. Get some focus a little bit. Too bright. It's a beautiful color. Polar white by Prismatic. Pretty cool color. So after you're done from there, it goes over to your oven. Bring back the brightness a little bit. So these, just lift it up, show you guys, because it's hot. So those are in there. So we're cooking to heating element down there. So those are at about 400 degrees right now. I'll show you guys right quick. Hot. See that? 419, 422. We're good. So those are going to sit there for, let's see, what do we got here? We got about 6 more minutes. So after they come out of there, open the door, turn off your oven, let them cool for a little bit so you can handle them. The way that I do is I bring them to this rack and I hang them off this rack. Then I can get that one back in there, and then that starts to cook. The end result looks like this guy right here. Nice and bright, beautiful color. Just adjust the brightness here so you guys can actually look at it. The shine to it. It's a lot glossier than it looks like on camera, but these wheels are so cool, so dope. 57 DRs by Rays. Need to get some of those for the IS. So yep. So getting kind of late in the day. Usually Saturday we usually watch movie stuff like that with my wife and kids. So I think I'm gonna just throw this one back in the oven. Sorry, not back in the oven, in the oven, so that one comes out. And then the fourth one, which is that one right there, that one's gonna get powder coated tomorrow. So I'll check in tomorrow pretty much. I'll check in tomorrow and then I'll show you what all four look like in daylight and we'll go from there. Alright guys, so managed to get these wheels done already. So it is the next day. So 2 got done yesterday, 2 got done this morning, just because I had an issue with one of the wheels where when I shot the powder I actually ended up touching it. And luckily these aren't like paint that you have to like start all over again. You gotta sand them, you know, acetone them or clean them up and all that stuff. You can just get the air hose and just, you know, with your compressed air gun, just blow the air off of them. So that's basically what I did. Yesterday was a little bit late in the day, so I did have plans with the wife and the kids. So basically just picked up today and got the other 2 wheels done. So now all 4 wheels are all done and they look pretty much, I'll just see for yourself, man. Look, these things are badass. I mean, you can't go wrong. Nice gloss to them. Very badass wheels. These, I mean, honestly, on camera, it does not do them justice at all. Show you the back of this one right quick. Oh, nice on the inside. Just the back pads and got powdered. And they're all basically the same. It's down very gently here. Careful. So yeah, wheels are done. And that is technically the process on how you powder coat wheels, or powder coat anything that's metal, actually aluminum as well, stuff like that. But yeah, just want to walk you guys through the process. So that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap the video up right here, and we're gonna pick up again on this guy. Still got to put the cam in. I do have the cam for it, so I still got to put the cam in. The lifters, change out the valve springs on the new heads as well. I got the head gaskets. We were waiting on the hardware for the roller studs, and we were also waiting on the head studs, ARP head studs, which were on back order for some odd reason. So yeah, we'll be picking up on that on the next video. So just want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.